Hi everyone, I'm live on YouTube. I'm just about to go live on other social media and then we can get started. Hi everyone, I believe that we're live on Facebook as well, which is great. And I will now start the live on Instagram too. In the meantime, I'll just wait for a couple of more people to join, and then we can get started as well. I hope everyone is doing very well. And I can start the live on Instagram too. For those of Facebook, I'm just waiting for the live on Instagram to start as well. And same for the people on YouTube. I can see the first people starting to join in the live on Instagram as well, which is great. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing all very well. I am currently in London, still enjoying the nice weather that we have at the moment. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join. For those on Instagram, can you please let me know if you can hear me well? Because I can hear a noise on my laptop, so I'm not sure if it's actually just me or if there is a noise on my laptop as well. But please on Instagram, let me know if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'll just put the phone up. Great, fantastic. So I think we can get started. I'm not going to take too much of your time today as I have quite a few things to finish before the end of the day. But I'm so happy to see so many of you both on Facebook and Instagram as well as YouTube. Today, I would like to just give you a quick update on what we've been doing for the last week or so. Particularly, I would like to update you on two campaigns that I'm working on, and also on our third campaign, the Wave of Freedom. So as always, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask anything on the comments on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll make sure that I'm going to try and answer all of them. I'm just going to quickly introduce myself because I believe that we have a lot of new people joining every week. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura. I'm NAS campaign manager, and I work on 2 out of the 3 campaigns that we have going on at the moment. The campaigns that I'm focusing the most are the Run Like a Woman campaign and the Global Climate Emergency, but I'm helping the rest of the team on the Wave of Freedom as well. So I will be able to update you on that. So first thing first, for those of you that have followed our work for the past month and a half, you might have seen that for one of our campaigns, the Global Climate Emergency campaign, we have spent a lot of time focusing our efforts on Germany. This is because if you don't know our Global Climate Emergency campaign, what we're trying to do here is trying to get the UN Security Council to declare a global climate emergency. The reason why we're doing that, even though it's quite a big aim, is because by declaring a global climate emergency at the UN Security Council, every single member state will have to agree on new binding measures. The UN Security Council has never used Chapter 7 of the UN Charter that they have to declare such an emergency. But we believe that this is the one way that we can solve the climate crisis. We think that climate change, I mean, it's not us that we think that. We've seen that climate change is a global topic, it's a global issue. So there is no point in continuing to try and find solution at the local level, because if, for instance, I live in the UK, and if the UK finds a solution to the climate change that it's going to be adapted only at the national level, climate change is not going to stop, unfortunately. So the reason why we're pushing so hard on the UN Security Council is because all member states will have to agree on a new set of measures, binding measures. So for the month of July, every month we have a new president of the UN Security Council. Last month was Germany. The reason why we spent so much time on Germany is because overall, Germany is a very friendly country on the topic. So we really, we thought that it could be a great country to start getting involved with, lobby the government, lobby some of the politicians, and trying to get this point on the agenda. So for the month of July, we've got in touch with a lot of politicians in Germany who have supported our campaign, and the idea was to get the support by politicians, but at the same time to get the support from the public. So we have an online petition still going on at the moment that was signed by thousands of people, and that wants the UN to declare such an emergency. The month of July was a really good month for us. We managed to get the support of a lot of politicians in Germany. Although the German government did not publicly commit to call for a global climate emergency at the UN Security Council, at least not yet, during the presidency in July, a lot of things have happened that I think are a step in the right direction. It does not mean that they are enough, and then we should stop there. We should continue to push our campaign. We should continue to fight for a global climate emergency to be declared. But there are a few steps that we are seeing that are clearly helping our campaign. First thing first, the German government decided to address the issue of climate and security in an open debate on Friday, the 24th of July, with the goal of improving the UN system operational response to climate-related threats. So while we think that that's a great start, we strongly believe that time has passed to sit here and talk about the consequences of climate change and how to deal with the consequences. Whilst that is very important because climate change is affecting a huge variety of countries, is killing people, killing the planet, we think that we need something more. We can't only talk about the consequences, but we need effective response to make sure that we don't continue to walk the same path that we have done for the past few years. We need something more, and that is not just talking about consequences. However, the second thing that we appreciated was the fact that a lot of politicians have backed our campaign. So again, it's a very good step in the right direction. And the final thing that I think shows that we're following the right path with our campaign is the fact that the UN Security Council has declared climate change, has said that climate change is a threat to peace. And this is exactly the idea that we had in mind when we thought about the campaign, because climate change, by declaring climate change as a threat to peace, which still hasn't been done by the UN Security Council, countries will have to implement new measures that would allow us to start setting a new direction for this issue. Of course, the month of Germany is done, but this is only the first step, because whilst we appreciate that they are starting to talk about the existence of a threat, this is only the first step. And to mitigate the effects of climate change on the planet and on human lives, we need global resolutions and binding measures that will apply to all members. So uh, the campaign is not done. The campaign will continue. We're working very hard each month to make sure that we maximize our efforts in the country that is holding the presidency of the UN Security Council, and we're continuing to push on our petition. A lot of people don't understand or don't see the importance of a signature on a petition, but the really something that I really like to think about is I remember reading somewhere a quote about the importance of numbers. A signature is not just a signature, but it's an addition to the many, many, many signatures that we already have, that shows that this is an issue not just for me or for Omar that has signed the petition, but it's an issue for everyone, every person in the world. So um, what I would suggest for you to do, if you haven't done that yet, is to go on our website and to share, and to sign our petition and to share with as many people as possible. I'm sharing the link um, um, Facebook and on YouTube. Unfortunately, I can't share the link on Instagram, but you can go on our link in bio and sign the petition and share with as many people as possible. So that's our first update. Our second update is on the Run Like a Woman campaign. The campaign, you might have not seen me talking a lot about the campaign in the past month, but simply because we were focusing a lot on the global climate emergency. However, the team has been working very hard on our second campaign as well, the Run Like a Woman campaign. For those of you that are following us and might have not seen or heard about the campaign before, we are advocating for gender parity in politics, because, funny enough, women make 50% of the population. They're 0.5% of the population, and we're still hugely underrepresented in politics. We need representation in politics. We need to be able to see people that represents ourselves. And not only because that is the right thing to do, but also because there's tons of research out there that shows that women in politics are of a huge help. They make better politics. They make better politicians and better leaders. We've seen that through the pandemic. And it is ridiculous to think that the UN has said that up until 2085, I believe, we will not reach parity in politics. 2085, 2050, not sure about the exact figures now, but that's absolutely ridiculous. I hope that if I'm ever going to have a daughter or a son, they will be able to see themselves represented in politics. I don't want to wait any longer. I don't think it's fair that we have to go through huge barriers and then huge obstacles to get to the same level as men. I think that we need to do more. So our campaign is really focused on this, and I'm very passionate about this because as a woman myself, if I were to run for a political position, I hope that I was given the same opportunity as a man. So we're working very hard on it. The attention in the last month has been more about the global climate emergency, but we're still trying to get the signature of as many politicians as possible from all over the world to our pledge, a pledge that you can see on our website that pressures politicians that sign our pledge to do something more to achieve gender parity in politics. It's a campaign that I think it's so important because we've seen in this pandemic that a lot of countries that have been able to tackle the pandemic better and faster are led by women. I'm not saying that they, as a gender, simply women are better at doing things, but we have to overcome a lot of barriers to get to the same position. So I think we're better prepared when we have to tackle things like this. Um, so I think that this is such an important campaign. It will be the first step in the right direction. And I think that because we still don't have a lot of women in politics, we see a lot of, horrible things still happening in women in politics. So it's not only really hard to get to a political position, but once you get there, as a woman, you suffer abuse, you suffer harassment. We've seen in the last week or 2 weeks ago the case with AOC in the US, and I think that that's appalling. It's appalling to have harassment against women as it is for men. But I think that the reason why we still have that is because seeing a woman in parliament or in the Senate or wherever you want to put it, it's still like such a shocking thing because it's not normalizing. It's not normalized, and the reason why it's not normalized is because we don't have enough women there. And I'm sorry that I'm so passionate about this, but it's because I strongly think that we, as women, there are so many barriers that we have to get to the same place as women, as men, and it's the 21st century, and we genuinely cannot wait any longer. So if you haven't done that yet, I strongly encourage you to go on our website and sign the campaign that we have, and don't think about, oh, if I were a woman, or oh, if my daughter just think about what women can bring to society. On our campaign website, you can see a lot of figures and resources available to understand that there is actual research behind the idea that women bring better policies, and they allow governments to make better decisions. And when I say representation of women in politics, I don't only mean in elected position in the parliament or in the Senate or as head of state or head of government. I mean representation also at the local level. So mayors, councillors, and so on and so forth. We want women to be better involved in society, better represented in society, and get the place that they deserve. So if you're interested in this campaign, which I really hope you are, because you should really be, I strongly advise you to go on our website and sign our petition there as well. Again, I cannot share it on Instagram, but if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, please go there and sign our petition, because we do not have a lot of time left, and we need more women in politics. Finally, the last update that I want to give you, I'll quickly just read some of the messages that I've seen coming up. A lot of nice messages about Hong Kong on Facebook. And then here on Instagram, I see Omar rooting for more women in politics, which is really great. But also the reason why I think that these two campaigns are really important is because it demonstrates what are global issues we're tackling, right? And particularly with a global climate emergency, if you haven't signed in already, I don't know what you're waiting for, because we don't have a lot of time left. If we don't tackle the climate crisis, we will not be able to tackle, gender parity in politics or democracy in Hong Kong. So we really need to fight for this issue, and we will then be able to try and solve everything else that is going to come our way. But the final update that I want to give you, it's about our Hong Kong campaign. Sorry, I'm just checking because I don't know if the live on Facebook is still working. It seems so though, which is great. So the final update that I wanted to give you is about Hong Kong. We have a great campaign going on at the moment. We're still in the awareness building timeframe of the campaign. This campaign is called The Wave of Freedom, which just to start with, I think it's a fantastic name of the campaign. I love it, and I love it because I think it really gives the idea of what we're trying to do here. The campaign right now is focused on Hong Kong. So the idea is that Hong Kong has Hong Kong's freedom and civil rights have been under constant attack by China for years. The situation has been dramatically deteriorating lately. With the introduction of this new law called the National Security Law, but China is winning this battle in Hong Kong. And this is not only awful for Hong Kong, but it also has long-term consequences on the world. Because if authoritarian states like China are left unchecked, democracy in a lot of countries might become a dream of other years, right? But the idea of Hong Kong and the idea of this wave of freedom, it's really to start in a country, Hong Kong, as an example of something that could happen in every single country in the world. What we said on our campaign is, yesterday was Tibet, today is Hong Kong, and tomorrow it could be your country's turn. So the wave of freedom, it's literally the idea of crossing borders and continents to ensure that we can safeguard our future. So Hong Kong is suffering a lot from this national security law that has been passed, and in July only, with the imposition of this national security legislation, a lot of things have happened. The national security legislation enactment has seen the sacking of a tenured professor, the arrest of 4 students way younger than me, just for using and just for posting on social media, the electoral disqualification of 12 pro-democracy politicians, the delay of legislative elections for a whole year, on the idea that there is coronavirus happening, so we must postpone it, which, okay, but I don't think that we need a whole year before doing this legislative elections, and the issuance of arrest warrants for all the pro-democracy activists around the world under this new legislation. So imagine that by posting on social media, you could be arrested, and God knows what is going to happen to you. So what we're trying to do here is raise awareness right now. We're raising awareness on what's happening in Hong Kong because the international community is not talking about it. Frankly, it's ridiculous. A lot of countries are still not doing or saying a lot because China has a huge economic power. But I think that here, again, we must, remind ourselves that it's not just simply about, economics. This is about human rights. It's what's happening in Hong Kong. It's huge human rights violations, and the world cannot stay silent. So we've decided to do something a bit different. As part of this campaign, we're organizing what we called Fridays for Freedom, and people across the world are taking pictures every Friday of themselves with a sign that says Free Hong Kong in front of Chinese embassies if they can go and if they feel comfortable with going, or even from the comfort of their living room if they are not able to make it in front of the embassy. On Friday last week, it was the 5th Fridays for Freedom protest that took place from all over the world, from Tokyo to Tel Aviv, from Brisbane to London. We saw thousands of activists that refused to stay silent in this fight. And I think, it's what's happening between the people getting arrested and pro-democracy candidates being disqualified. It is an undeniable proof of the need for more attention from all over the world on this topic. Through the Fridays for Freedom, we have been able to gather more than 1 million people that have followed the action online and that are also going around cities and going in front of embassies, posting pictures and raising awareness on the topic. On Friday last week, we were in London with Simon Cheng, who is the first Hong Kong refugee in the UK. His speech was incredible. If you haven't watched it, we have it on our YouTube channel, and I recommend that you go and watch it because I think you do understand through what he says the amount of things that people in Hong Kong have to go through. One thing that he said is, today we stand together, support together, and defend together and fight together for Hong Kong. So again, if you think that this is something that is very far away from you, let me tell you that it's not, because if it happens in Hong Kong, it can really happen everywhere in the world. So I urge you to take action, to stand with Hong Kong, to go in front of an embassy if you can on Fridays, or if you can't, just do it from your home, but raise awareness on this topic, because we need that. We really need to show that the world is not going to stay silent in front of the power of a country like China. So I encourage you to go ahead, go in front of buildings, and raise your voice against what's happening. If you want more information, I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. If you wish to start a protest in your cities and we still don't have supported there, you can get in touch with me. We have calls with activists from all over the world that are organizing protests every Friday. So we will be able to share views and get you, all sorted for the protests that happen every Friday. So you're not alone in this. If you want to participate, you can just give me, you can just send me an email or send a comment now, and we will help you. Help us, help Hong Kong, because we are, we are doing something not just for us, but literally to just give voice for those who can't speak right now. So join us. I'm going to share the website for the Fridays for Freedom on Facebook and YouTube as well. But then I'm happy to answer any question you might have. I see Omar has just posted a comment. A lot of people from Facebook are thanking us, but you shouldn't thank us. We're just trying to, again, give a voice to those who can't use their voice right now because of China's crackdown on their civil rights and freedoms. I see that Omar says, challenges like the wave of freedom is something that affect us all. It doesn't matter your country. Laura and the Now team gives you the opportunity to defend global freedom. We're trying. I think it's really important to remember that, the issues that we're fighting for are all global. Hong Kong is a starter. For the resources that we have, we can't focus on every country in the world. We really hope that we will be able to expand. And again, because Hong Kong is an example of what can happen when the rest of the world is focused on another issue like the coronavirus pandemic. So as soon as that happened, China's crackdown on rights in Hong Kong has been massively harsher than what it was before. So, it's just to bring back the light on something that should not be, taken away from the news. It's a really important topic and it should always be on the news. So I encourage you to join us for any campaign that you're interested, whether it's climate change, whether it's gender parity, whether it's democracy, or if you want to just, join a global movement, join us, because we can only fight all these topics if we're together. Alone, we might not be able to do a lot, but with people like you from all over the world, we can really impact change. And I'm sure of this. So I hope to see you, many of you, joining our campaigns. If you have any questions, I'm always here to answer any questions you might have. So feel free to email us, send us a message on social media, and we'll try to answer all your questions. One final thing that I would like to remind everyone: tomorrow we have a huge event that I'm super excited about with Audrey Tang, the digital minister of Taiwan. I am extremely excited about this event. She's a fantastic person. She is ensuring that democracy is much more it's much more open to citizens to have a saying on and to have an impact on. So tomorrow we're going to have an event with her. It's at 11:30 Central European Summer Time, 5:30 p.m. Taipei time. And if you haven't registered, do register. We're going to be live on, the event is going to be live stream on Facebook, so everyone can join, everyone can comment, everyone can ask their questions. But join us, because I'm so excited, and I think it's going to be a fantastic event. Having said that, I'm going to go back to work. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the day or start of the day, wherever you are. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. But I'll see you next time. Bye.